And we're here.
Back again.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Mizfitz Sport Radio, episode 7, here in full effect. The three amigos back at it again. Chips, Pop, and yours truly.
Do say pop, man.
My bad.
Stay black. Sip the yak.
Yo, son, if it ain't privilege, put it down.
I don't discriminate against no Hennessy. I drink black, white, regular, all that.
No.
All right.
Next week, I'm gonna have a Henny blackout for y'all, man.
Don't nobody want that, sir. Don't nobody want that. That's just like bringing it to a barbecue. Kill yourself. You drink what you bring. But welcome, everybody. First off, how you guys been this past week, man? A lot of stuff to talk about.
No, let me get this out the way because I'm not talking about it later. The Giants is hurting my heart. It is heartbreaking. I'm not talking about it later, so I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
I had a terrible weekend.
Yo, Pop. Say it one time for me.
I don't want to talk about it.
Say it one time for me. Hashtag what?
Lose email.
Nah. Hashtag lose them all, baby. Hashtag lose them all.
All right, but y'all jumping the gun, man. We ain't talking about football right now. We getting right into it. Week 1.
Nah, that you asked me how my week was, man. And I had a bad start of the week. Sunday's the start of the week, and it just.
I don't know. Actually, Monday is the start of the week.
In football,
the game
football life, that's the end of the week, actually.
Hey, go check your calendar, sir. Sunday's the start of the week.
Oh, shut the hell up. Go ahead, man.
I don't know where the Mayans would have it, but okay. But y'all jumping the gun. We on the wrong sport. You know, I'd like to be the first to say, welcome back, basketball.
Oh, that's what we talking about? That's what we talking about?
We missed you.
I take a sip of basketball.
I'm right with you. I'm with you. Yeatley, pick up your water.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick before we start, what's on your sweater?
Oh yeah, Uplift Entertainment, Uplift Clothing Apparel.
What's that about?
It's a movement, baby. We down here in Virginia, Richmond. You know, started off doing.
That's Richmond, Virginia, sir.
You said what?
That's Richmond, Virginia. You said it backwards.
You knew what I meant, sir. And I said it that way intentionally, you know. But you know, we out here moving, man. Uplift the youth, uplift black people, uplift all people.
Where can I buy that sweater from?
I'm glad you asked that, baby. Uplift Clothing Apparel at bigcartel.com. So go get it. Instagram, Uplift Clothing Apparel. I would get up and turn around, but nah, that's not. You good? Go on to the website. You can see everything.
Pause.
And on that note, how do we feel about the NBA? Let's get right to it.
Go ahead, Homer Chip. Start with your Knicks.
Yep, I'm going to let Chip start it off. No KP, so he ain't got much to talk about with them Knicks.
Listen, man.
Hashtag lose email.
Hashtag lose them all, man.
Knicks too? Already?
We ain't going nowhere. I don't care. We ain't doing nothing.
I don't care.
Listen.
Yo, put that on your next shirt. I don't care. We ain't going nowhere. Uplift.
Listen.
Lose email. Uplift.
Listen, man. I'm going to start by saying with my Knicks, I love the energy, man. I love the way Coach Fizdale has them playing. The players are really buying into him.
Fizdale. Mm-hmm.
He's really wilding. He really is, has a real good connection with the players. And you can see why he's so well respected around the league. He keeps it 100 with the players. You know, he's on the side. I love the animation from him on the sideline. And the one thing that I love about him, and I love the most about him, is the fact that when his players do good, but they still make a mistake, you know, after they make a shot or something, he's not afraid to say, okay, you made a shot, but you were supposed to do this a couple of seconds ago, and you ain't do that. So we got to correct those. And it's all about, with the Knicks right now, it's all about changing the culture. He got them playing defense right now. They're number 1 in the league in forcing turnovers, even though we're off to the 1-4 start. You know, they pressure for all 24 seconds. The hustle plays are there. And he's giving guys a shot to play. Like, it doesn't matter if what your name is or who's supposed to start or who's supposed to play. If you're playing up the par, you're going to get the minutes. So, and I really respect that about him. And I think this season for the Knicks is all about, it ain't about wins or losses. They can win 10 games and I'll be fine. I watched the game tonight. We hung in there with Miami. They got blown out in the third quarter. But the effort is there. The energy is there. Pardon my phone if it beeps. The energy is there, and you got to be happy with the effort that you're getting, and that's all I expect from the Knicks. So my goal for the Knicks this season, what I want to see energy, I want to see effort, and I want to see defense. Everything else will come later. Let's start with changing the culture. No lazy plays, no plays off. Nobody's blaming who. Nobody's blaming nobody. And when the thing I like is on defense, we're not switching. Get around that screen, B. Get around that screen. Frank, I seen a post from Frank where he was going back and forth around picks. Nobody's coming around that to help you. Nobody wants to pick up your man. Play your man one-on-one. Screen comes, move around the screen. Stop the switch. All right? And I think that's what leads to the number 1 ranking turnovers, forcing turnovers, because they're staying with their men. They're standing in front of them. So I'm happy with my Knicks right now. We 1-4 now, I think. No, 1-5, if I'm not mistaken. With this loss.
Y'all played 6 games?
No, hold on. We lost.
Y'all lost to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh no, y'all beat them.
We lost to Brooklyn, Milwaukee.
Y'all 1-4.
1-4 right now. After the Heat loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-4. So, you know, listen, we're good. We're good. As far as the rest of the NBA, like you said, it's a young season, just getting started. The Lakers. Let's talk about the Lakers for a minute. LeBron. We had a detailed discussion about the Lakers and what they were going to be. And from my standpoint, the Lakers need another player. They have a bunch of role players that can't step up the way LeBron needs to. I feel like it's going to be a long season for them and LeBron. Like, LeBron is going to be once again tired unless they make a move to bring another player in. But everybody on that team seems to be playing hard, but it's just as far as the talent. Like, them young kids are not ready to step up and take that lead role. Or not lead role, but supporting role to be like a number 2. Right now it's LeBron and a bunch of number 4s or 5s. I think him and Lonzo, from what I'm seeing, are starting to connect well. Lonzo actually is starting to look for a shot a little bit. Still a little bit of a hesitation on his shot. So I think they'll be okay. We got the bet going on, Pop. I still don't think they 4th in the West. But they're going to be okay. And my last recap about the beginning of the week for the NBA is Houston. Nobody knows what Houston's going to be. Right now, Melo is on and off. Tonight, I think he had a pretty good game. But I don't see it clicking yet. And like I said, it's still an early season, still early in the season. So it's we got to see where they end up at.
Pop, what you thinking?
So we're all from New York. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I'm not a Knicks hater neither. I just never had a team. I used to be a fan of players. So when Brooklyn came over, like, how could I not rep Brooklyn when I'm from Brooklyn? So since they've been here, I've been a Brooklyn Nets fan. What I've been seeing from their first, I think they're 2-2. They won tonight. We had a couple key players out the first 2 games, but they're back now, and I like the way they played. Although they played the Cavs, I mean the Cavs they still have good players, so it's not like the way we beat them. We shouldn't have beat them like that. We beat them by like 20, so that's a good sign. My thing about the Lakers is I don't know if they need another player, as in like co-star. I think they need another big man, maybe a big man that can stretch the floor. Because when JaVale McGee is out there, he does good. But then when they go to the bench, they're too small. They're too small. LeBron can't be at the 5. Kuzma can't be at the 5. They're too small. So I feel like maybe they should have re-signed a Brook Lopez or somebody like that could have came off the bench and he can spread the floor. He can knock a 3 down. He might not give you the most rebounds and blocks, but they're just too small. I think.
Let me cut you off. When I said replace, get another player, I don't mean a star player. I think you're absolutely right. I think they need a veteran, I should say. They need a couple more veterans.
I don't know about veterans because they have a lot of veterans. I just think they need another big man. And maybe a veteran big man will help. So my take on this first week, because it's so early, I'm not going to talk about any teams. I don't like what I'm seeing with the touchy foul calls. Like, I'm like, all right, eventually it might stop. It's going to go away. We're 4 or 5 games in. I've watched every Brooklyn game. These dudes, the first 2 games, they was in foul trouble the beginning of almost every quarter because they call in stuff that they normally didn't call. If you coming around the screen and you might tug a little bit, they calling it. Any little thing that you might have did on defense, because the offense always have the advantage. So even if I do pull you a little bit, that if you're the person that's screening you was there correctly, you still got the advantage over me. They calling all of that. You look at these scores, the scores are crazy. The scores are ridiculous.
Yo, it's just like football, man. Like it seems like every sport is focusing on not touching the other player and letting the offense go. Like that's what they focus on. It's crazy. It was a couple of flagrant foul calls that I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even like viciously touch him.
The only thing with the flagrant fouls, I agree with you, but I know that they're calling it by the book. I know that's what they're doing. If you hit somebody above the shoulders, they're going to give you a flagrant 1. That's just what they're going to do. If you're not going for the ball, you hit somebody above it don't matter what your intent is, they just going to call it because they have to. So I understand it, but I don't like it neither.
Look how Embiid got Drummond ejected.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Like that's
and you
crazy.
should get fined, right? You're supposed to get fined for flopping, right?
Yeah, and if you can review stuff, how do you call a check? And then
we don't need to review that though. The game is going to be.
No, but I'm saying you don't need to. But even if the ref said from my angle look like you hit him, and then you go back to review it, I don't know if they reviewed that play or not. But how do you say that's a ejectable offense?
They took it back, so I mean it doesn't count towards that game, but it counts towards the future.
No, but see that's not good, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, and it's like I'm reading different articles and stuff, and it's like blatant that they don't care about defense anymore. Nope. They don't care about defense anymore, and I don't like that. I hope something changes. I really do. But how your Bulls looking, Chris?
The NBA
not looking bad.
The NBA is okay.
The Bulls
is looking terrible right now, man. They're a rough start. I like what I'm seeing from Zach LaVine. trying to, he's trying to make me a believer. He actually showing that he can lead a team and score and do all the little things. Still not getting nothing from Jabari Parker. I don't know why we signed him. He a home kid, but
it's really a 1-year deal, though.
And that's the only hope I have is like, okay, it's an experiment. Bring him home, see what we can get out of it, and if not, just move on. So not a big deal, too much. I'm not expecting much. I'm not on the lose them all ship just yet, but
oh yeah, 0-3. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I'm not on the lose them all ship just yet, but I don't have any expectations. Even if we do have a good year, I'm not expecting us to come, do anything. If we do make the playoffs, I feel like we're going to be out the first round. So I'm not even going to touch too much on that. Yeah, I mean, you guys basically said it. It's literally defense is not paramount anymore. Like before, it used to be you're not winning the championship if you can play defense. Even if you could outscore somebody or if you could, hit a bunch of threes, you still had to be able to lock up and play some form of defense and have some sort of a defensive identity.
Because even when Golden State was running through, they still was playing defense.
It was locking up. Yep. They was forcing teams into their type of basketball, making them take dumb shots and only one shots. No second attempts, no second shot attempts. And if you made a stupid pass, they was going to make you pay for it. If you took a stupid shot, they made you pay for it. Now, guys like Draymond Green, DeAndre Jordan, like they can't play up. They can't get physical with you. You know what I mean? Like the physical guys, like
it's corny.
Yeah, it's definitely it's turning into a different league. But then I guess, like you said, you're looking at it now with every sport now. Football and basketball, where nobody would really consider basketball a contact sport, such as football, the likes of football. But everything is more about, unfortunately, preserving the stars and longevity. And it was like, what was it, like just 2 years ago, people would questioning if the All-Star game should be a thing because there's no defense being played.
Exactly.
And we got scores as if we're in the All-Star game, like between 2 or 3 games in the first week. So,
and it's crazy because me and Chips, we're a little bit older than you, but you still know the same basketball we know. In the very first episode, I had a Sean Kemp jersey on. I used to love Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. They used to hand check. Like, that's the basketball I know. So slowly by slowly, they take us. You can't hand check. You put the floor on. You just can't straight touch them at all.
You gotta literally be like, you gotta play.
It's all footwork. It's all footwork. And that's why motherfuckers get crossed over left and right.
Exactly. But now what they need to do, look, this is what we're gonna do. Cool. Don't touch me neither. When you push off and you step back, call that.
Be a foul. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely need to call it. But that's the same thing. So that's a prime example where they're trying to make strict rules, but they're only holding the defense accountable, just like in football.
Yeah.
They're using the crown of your helmet. Fullbacks still dive into the line to try and clear a hole for the running back. I think there's been maybe 2 or 3 calls as far as offensive personal fouls for lowering the crown and making contact with the crown of your helmet. Running backs still instinct, tuck and lower their head when they come into a crowd. So it's the same thing on both ends. It's like literally the offense is, obviously they're trying to sell tickets. They know offense sells tickets, highlights sell tickets, 3-pointers sell tickets. So it used to be the high flyers. Now it's who can shoot from the furthest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the NBA is. I'm glad it's back. This is probably the most excited I've been for the beginning of basketball in a while. Normally, I don't start watching basketball until I probably say around Thanksgiving. I give it like that first month. I could care less, but I've been excited about it. Just, seeing the parity, seeing the matchups, watching all the good games, because there have been pretty good games out of these bogus scores. There have been real good games where you can see coaches.
It's been a lot of close games, high scoring close games, but albeit. But
I have a theory about that. My theory is, I think majority of sports fans is like that, where we didn't take basketball serious until the holidays because football is getting serious now.
Yeah.
So I think that they schedule certain games to draw that interest early on. That's what I think.
I mean, it makes sense because, right now, football is middle of the season. Everybody, usually Thanksgiving is like, okay, what games is coming on Thanksgiving for football, not basketball. Usually Christmas is the basketball one. So, trying to get more ticket sales early on. I mean, if they want more ticket sales, lower some of these costs of these tickets to the games, But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, nothing like we said, it's still early. One weekend, I'm not seeing anything stand out too much. I like what I'm seeing from Toronto. Surprisingly, I felt good about them initially, but to actually see it, I like what I'm seeing with Kawhi Leonard.
I was going to ask how y'all think he's looking.
I think he might shock some people and re-sign with Toronto. I think he might extend with Toronto.
Danny Green is a good pickup too, man.
Very, very.
Before we move on, I just want the followers, the listeners, the watchers to keep track with us. So me and Chips got a bet that I said the Lakers would be in the top 4 seed in the West. Then there's another bet with somebody that may or may not ever come on the podcast with Hef. He's a Knicks fan. He said the Knicks is going to have a better record than Brooklyn Nets.
Nope.
So we're going to track this throughout the year, throughout the season.
I hope you lose your money.
Boston just took the lead, 3-2, bottom of the 5th.
It's 4-2.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 4-2. Runners on first and third right now. Off of, was that an error?
Nah, it was a base hit.
Oh. But speaking of basketball, keeping it goes, and obviously, guys, World Series time, so we're flicking between basketball right now and the World Series, trying to keep track, give you guys up to date, looks, and making sure that we keeping on top of this, these scores and the way these games is looking for you guys. We do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of basketball,
for the people.
But obviously, the biggest story of week one, Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo. All throughout this whole thing, we all have to agree, when we first looked at it, we was like, he didn't spit on him. We didn't even see nothing. Every camera angle until they got real close and they slowed it down.
And then you saw Carmelo spit on him.
Yeah.
Nah, stop.
Personally, I don't think he spit. I think he was sighing, and he had like some sweat coming down, and it flew out. That's what I think.
Nah, that was a spit.
It was intentional.
Yes,
it was unintentional.
So he went. He's like, yo, whatever. He did that.
Yeah, he was like.
Look at
he did that.
He didn't do that. He was looking like this. Watch my face now. This is what he did. And he supposedly had the mouthpiece in. So he was looking like this. Chris Paul was saying something. Here's what I did.
I didn't see his tongue. No, I didn't see his tongue.
First of all, I wasn't looking for his tongue.
I'm saying you. Pause. You can't see his tongue because he got the mouthpiece on. That was the motion. That was the motion he did. The little spray came out.
My theory is he called him a bitch. And
who called him a bitch?
Rondo called him a bitch. Like, Chris Paul was saying something. When Chris Paul did all of this and was talking to him, Rondo was like, whatever. And then I think he said something, and he was like, bitch. And
that's when the spit came out?
That's what it's, yeah, Well, he spit talk like you. He spit talk like you.
Bitches. Bitch is a spit word. You're right. You're right.
Hold on.
Because I don't know. I just felt like if you intentionally spitting on somebody, like What's the point of sneaking it at that? Like, why am I trying to hide it? No, I'm spitting on you. I'm purposely trying to disrespect you. Word.
Well, no, but I see from both. So if you go that route, right, both of them really didn't react how you would react in that situation, right?
Exactly.
So like you said, if he was on purposely spit at him, somebody in the street, you going and you spitting right in the face, right? Then if somebody spit on you, you're not going like mush him like.
Word, exactly.
I seen Chris Paul moving his head like this.
Oh no, he did.
It was all in his face.
Nah, he tried to poke his eyeball out. Man.
Let me tell you something, motherfucker. But I think it was just like the reactions were that because they know that they're one on national TV, two they're playing in the professional NBA league, and it's only but so far you can go without really getting hurt financially and hurting your team. Right. You know what I mean? So I think that's why the reactions were that. I do think
obviously Rondo ain't care nothing about that. That hook was meant to connect.
Well, the uppercut was too. Don't try to play like my man Chris Paul ain't sneak that uppercut in there.
I ain't, but that left hook was like he mushed him, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna push you back and we're gonna get in each other's face. Rondo, chill. I've been waiting for this.
No, but because that wasn't the way Chris Paul was poking his eye, son. That wasn't a regular. It wasn't a regular. It wasn't even a mush. It wasn't really a mush. He put his finger in his fucking socket, son. Like, you gotta punch somebody after that.
That's the only way.
So let's get a show of votes. How many think the spit was intentional?
I think it was.
I think it was intentional.
As much shit as I'm talking.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, though. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't intentional, but Rondo looked like a sneaky, like he was looking where the camera's at. Like,
It was on the low.
He was trying to grab the fucking cookies from the counter and put it in his pocket quick fast while he turned around and shit.
So who won the fight?
Rondo won.
Rondo got the power punch. Rondo definitely got the power punch.
And it's just like in boxing.
Word.
Be first. So Chris Paul, the way Rondo hit Chris Paul is how Chris Paul should have hit him if somebody spit on you. Yeah. That should have definitely been the very first.
It should have been the...
Word, it should have been. Did you just you were?
Nah, the way Rondo hit Chris Paul, that's how Chris Paul should have hit him.
If not that, you gotta spear him and then just start wilding him up.
Word, they probably would have been good if he would have just tackled him. He would have.
Then they gotta take time to getting y'all off the ground. By the time that happens, I'm on top. I'm hitting you like 2 or 3 times.
He probably would have got kicked out, and then maybe the fine wouldn't have been like that.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely Chris Paul, especially since Ingram snuck in and got one too. So definitely Chris Paul.
So I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about the other 2 factors. All right, you got one, Ingram. When did he become a thug? What made him?
His history is pretty legit.
Just because he went to Duke, don't trip.
Just because he's skinny and quiet, don't mean anything.
Obviously, he letting y'all know.
He was wild, son. He was like that nigga in a fight where two dudes is fighting, and he see his man fighting, and he come in from out of nowhere with the jack.
Yeah. Anybody did it.
No fair ones, fam.
ABC.
So that leads me into the other question. Melo is the most funnest nigga I know when it comes to fighting in the NBA. All he good for, son, is standing 10 feet away and trying to look tough and be like...
James Harden, too, son.
James Harden was like, I'm not into that at all.
James Harden was at the 3-point line looking like...
Waiting for his free throws. Like, I just want to shoot my free throws.
Yo, he looked around like, y'all gonna come get this?
Melo,
I don't want no parts.
Melo went and pushed Ingram to the other basket. Like, he just kept on pushing him. Like, yo, you either gonna pop or
Exactly.
you ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly. So he was pushing him like, so again, playing both sides, yo. I'm gonna push you to make it look like I'm being tough, but really I'm gonna make it look like I'm just trying to separate.
Remember when
He was
Melo,
probably telling him while he was pushing him too, like, yo, don't hit me, fam. Just hit me.
remember when Melo wild out on homie when he was on the Nuggets?
On who?
I don't remember his name, man. I think Melo snuck him too under the basket. He two-pieced him or something like that.
I feel like I can see that happening. I feel like I can see. I just don't know.
I'm gonna have to put that clip in the edits, man. Melo wild on him.
Yeah, but he is the most funnest nigga when it comes to a fight in the NBA, man. All he good for is trying to look
Chris
tough.
Paul out of snuff LeBron. Because LeBron, the reason Chris Paul got that Ingram punch.
No, if I was Rondo, I would snuff LeBron. Come on,
that
baby.
too.
I don't care what your relationship is.
But yeah, I'd have definitely snuffed him out. I'd have snuffed LeBron if I was Chris Paul. Like, yo, fam, get out of here.
LeBron was like, chill, you're gonna get suspended, son. Chill. Shut up, man. Fuck out of here.
Oh man.
What's the next topic on the docket?
Oh no, so that Melo fight when he was on the Nuggets, that wasn't Melo. That was a Flalo.
And he came in and snuck him.
A Flalo came in and snuck Nate Robinson.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
So looking here, it was a Flalo. He got fouled hard. Oh, okay, I saw it. Okay, I had to wait for it to load up.
Oh, all right.
He definitely came around and snuck.
Yes, and then ran out of there.
Yo.
He hit him twice? It was once or twice?
Nah, he hit him once because he got loose. Yo, son.
Nah, I'm gonna put the video in there. I'm gonna throw that in there.
Son, they was at the baseline.
Yeah, yo.
Got loose, snuck him, and was back at half court in 3 seconds. Yo,
so soft, man.
He wasn't expecting dude to get loose. Dude got loose. Melo was like, "Oh shit, oh." Back. Yeah, that leads us into the next topic. As you guys heard, again, some of us are watching the World Series, trying to get caught up, trying to make sure we stay up to date on these scores. All right, that was just a risky catch there in the outfield. But World Series. Dodgers, Red Sox. Obviously, none of us wanted or want the Red Sox to win it all. But it's not looking good for these Dodgers.
Word.
What are your thoughts so far as getting into this World Series, Pop?
Well, going in, episode 1, my prediction was Houston versus the Dodgers. My realistic pick was Houston versus the Dodgers, and then I had Houston winning. Man, it looked like. And then it's like, I'm like, they got game 1. David Price going out there, but it looked like only the Yankees have David Price's number. I mean, he didn't do great. He only went about a little bit over 5 innings. So it's not like he did great, but every time Dodgers make grounds, like Boston they too strong, they too powerful. Okay. I don't want to say it, but it's looking like Boston got it, man.
I just remember first, what was it, episode 1? Or one of the episodes, I said it was going to be either the Yankees or the Red Sox winning it all. Unfortunately, once the Yankees didn't beat the Red Sox, I knew what the fate of the World Series was by then. Clayton Kershaw is not the same. He's not that, I don't know, it's like he's just not the elite pitcher that he once was. He has to resort and settle for his curveball a lot, which his curveball is actually very good, but Clayton Kershaw was a power pitcher. you know, and he just don't got it no more. Too many innings, I guess you can say, but I just don't feel like the Dodgers have enough pitching to match up with the Red Sox because outside of David Price, I feel like the Red Sox still have the better pitchers. Like every other pitcher, every other starter is just able to do more to me. And then
it's looking like it.
To get a good outing from David Price now, like he didn't completely lose the game. And like you said, he didn't go too long into the game, but he did enough to where they could get it now to the bullpen, you know? So I don't know. They're going into it with a good lead. So yeah, I'm mad what happened to the Brewers. The Brewers didn't show up. I feel like the Rockies would have gave the Dodgers a better run, but next year, they was kind of early. Still young teams though, too.
Yeah. Chips, you predicted the Red Sox to win it.
Yes, I did. It basically goes down to what I said when we had that discussion. The Red Sox is consistent, man. Consistent. They can come at you so many ways. You know, the pitching hasn't been A1 for them, but they do have Chris Sales, who was one of the best pitchers in baseball. And then the rest of the starters was able to hold it together. And that bat lineup, they can throw so many options at you, and they do a lot of small ball things. And like I said, they've been the most consistent team, and that's why I seen nobody really giving them a problem on their way to this World Series. Like you said, we all New Yorkers, we all Yankee fans in here, but got to give respect where it's due, and the way the Red Sox have been playing, it's nobody in the MLB that could stop them, in my eyes. They've been consistent all year, like I said, best record in baseball, and I seen the writing on the wall. I thought the Dodgers might be able to steal game one with Kershaw at the mound, but like Ethan said, he just ain't got it like he had. You know, he says he made a couple mistakes, but it just like he just couldn't find ways to get them guys out.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, the Bulls won.
You got one.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate you.
Zach Levine again with another good night.
Keep on winning. But yeah, so I saw the Boston Red Sox winning. Doesn't surprise me. So it just is what it is, man. I think the series is over in 5.
I will say this: as we're recording, the game isn't over. It's only a 2-point lead for Boston.
Yeah.
So, shit, by the time we're done, it could be a different ending. But that's just the way it's looking right now to us.
Chips just said Boston in 5. What you thinking, Pop?
I'm gonna say it goes 6. I'm gonna say Boston in 6.
I feel like it's gonna be 5 as well. My heart just says, being that the Dodgers made it last year, Dodgers can't go out in 5. Like they gotta at least push it to 6.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like
they have to at least push it to 6. Like you can't go out like Willie Lump, dog.
Shout out to Magic Johnson, though, man. He got both of those teams, baseball and basketball, back in the limelight, man. Shout out to Magic Johnson.
Definitely. You know, business elites. You know, a lot of people talk about they want to learn from the likes of Dr. Dre, Puffy. You know, when people start talking about, you know, getting that business etiquette, a lot of people leave Magic Johnson off that list. But you got to think about.
Well, not LeBron.
Yeah.
Not LeBron.
Yeah. But you got to think about all the business ventures he done had, man. Like, is Magic Johnson Theater still open?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know about nationwide, but in Harlem, yes, sir.
It's definitely not down here, so I know that much. But I wasn't sure if he still had theaters. You know, I'm sure he probably had some in LA too, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
To be able to be like owner of 2 different professional teams as a black man, you wouldn't even think that. Huh?
I said not owner, but you know, I know what you mean. You said owner.
I said part owner.
Oh, they had a part. Is he part owner though?
Isn't he part owner of the Dodgers? And
not the Lakers though.
And head of basketball operations of the Lakers? Yeah, he's not owner of the Lakers, but
yeah.
I'm sure he's trying to get his way in there though.
Of course, he's definitely trying.
He's trying to get them stakes up in that stock. But on to the next. Obviously, it's a recurring theme here. You know, week 7, episode 7, NFL football. Don't think there was much change in anybody's obviously rankings or anybody's thoughts on different teams this week. I know it better have been a change in somebody's, or it's gonna be a problem.
Oh no, there ain't no change, nigga.
Somebody better have a change.
It better have been a change in yours. I know that. We're gonna talk about it though.
But I'll jump it off, man. Week 7 recap for me is real simple. It's just football being football, man. Not as many roughing the passer penalties, not as many personal, penalties.
Yo, that was overblown, by the way. Oh my God, how are we gonna sack the quarterback and not shut up? Just don't. It's really not that hard. Don't land on him.
Yeah, it was obvious. That was basically what they were asking for, which is, understandable. Like we talked about with basketball, it's more about preserving the game, making sure that the stars are able to be stars. And, you're seeing, you're reaping the benefits of that, different scores where teams are stepping up. The one thing that I'm seeing is a lot of teams calling it quits, and a lot of players wanting to change. A lot of players wanting out from where they are. Patrick Peterson talking about he wanted to go to the Saints and he wants to be traded. I would have never, ever pictured Patrick Peterson in another uniform than the Arizona Cardinals.
There was a report saying that that's not true.
Saying that he said he want to stay.
Yeah.
What I heard was those were the rumors, but I think the coach and the owner were like, they didn't hear anything from him directly. So it was obviously rumors and probably just his camp, people in his entourage talking, running their mouth. Got a little extra dollar put in their pocket, probably just for, a hot topic. Mm-hmm. But, if you do leave, come on over to San Francisco. Come on. Don't worry. It's a different type of red, but it got more, more aura to it, more championships with it. But, yeah, San Francisco definitely, wet the bed against the Rams. Obviously, it was the Rams, but I was hoping for it to be a divisional game. It'd be a little bit more competitive. And
that didn't work out for you, huh?
We were children.
Children.
It just didn't look good, all around. We got too many injuries, too many guys playing half injured and half hurt that really just call it quits. Wrap up the season. Let's go ahead, chalk it up. We only got 1 win. We tied for worst record. Let's go ahead, chalk it up, get the number 1 pick, and let's keep moving. Everything else, no real big storylines. The biggest thing now is just if Le'Veon's going to come back this week or not and join the Steelers. That's the only thing, but.
Who plays Thursday? Who plays Thursday?
Thursday is. Hold on. Get that for you.
Chips, what you think of these trades the Giants doing?
Yeah, so that was going to be my recap. I'm proud, man. I'm proud. Obviously, like I said before, I'm okay with a team trying something. What I'm not okay with is if you try it and you see it's not working and then you steady try to stick with it. All right? So, like, we knew 2 years ago that Eric Flowers was trash. All right? But nobody wanted to move him. Every season, after every game, we say, oh, he's young. We're going to try to work with him. We still got faith in him. He was trash, all right? So this new regime came in. They made a controversial decision to draft a running back, as we spoke about many times. Didn't shore up the O-line. They tried a quick revamp of the O-line. And like I said last week, we all know it takes some time for the O-line to gel together, but it's not working, all right? Eli is older. The O-line is still horrible. So now with the decisions you made on the offseason and the draft, it's not working out, all right? Yes, Saquon is a beast, but he's not going to get you W's. He's going to look good on your team, and it's good for ticket sales, but that's it, all right? So you have to try to build something around him, and hopefully you don't waste him in his prime. Same thing. You just signed Odell to this big money. He's in his prime. So they have to do something, and they have to turn it around quick. So what they're doing right now, and I'm proud, they said, all right, we done. Ship him out of here. Eli Apple to the Saints. Harrison to the Detroit Lions. I'm going to miss that guy Harrison, by the way. Eli Apple, all right, good riddance. I don't care. Harrison, I'm going to miss him. He's a stuffer, big guy to get through that middle and really anchor the defense as far as the run defense went. But sometimes you got to do what you got, man. It's time to realize the players that we have is not cutting in today's NFL. So you got to rebuild. And kudos to Sherman and all of them for realizing that and Gettleman and saying let's not wait till the end of the season. Let's start right now. It's the trade deadline is coming up next week. Let's get all the picks we can get. All right, I ain't even worried about getting players back. We don't want no players. Give me picks. Picks on top of picks, man. Only thing I'm hoping is wherever we land in that draft, that we don't give a bunch of those picks to go up further. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't want to do. Keep your picks, fill out that roster with players with potential, and let's hope that we hit on a few of those players. That's all you can do right now.
I agree with you because my stance from the very beginning was trade that number 2 pick and stack on more picks.
It was.
I'm okay with this. Like you said, man, if you're a fan of the Giants, you gotta be and the Jets, you gotta be a fan of Snacks. You have to be, because he's a great player.
Mm-hmm.
But
you have no issues from him. You ain't have no controversy.
He showed up
week in and week out.
Put the numbers up all the time. I ain't gonna say the only, because even if we wasn't strong in that position, I'd still be okay with it. We're strong at D tackle. That's probably outside of running back. D tackle is probably our strongest position we have. Eli Apple, I'm just happy we got 2 picks. We got 2 picks out of that.
Yeah.
Man, I felt like he could have been really good. I still think he probably can, but he's just. I don't think it's something right in his head.
He's a knucklehead. He's hard-headed and he's a knucklehead.
You think it could have been a defensive scheme, maybe?
Nah,
personally, I don't feel like he's an outside on the island guy. I feel like he's a slot cornerback.
I don't know. I think he is an outside guy because he's too physical to be inside. But either way, I agree with you. I like the moves.
Yeah. So, I like the moves. I can't. And then again, let's talk about the other side of the coin. And this is the Raiders. I don't know what Ruben is doing, man. Like this guy.
I mean, he got a first.
Nah. That last trade was great for them.
Yeah, he got a first.
He got a great round, but
I didn't realize how young Amari Cooper. He was only 24.
Yeah, but he got mileage on him though. That's the only thing.
But he does. But he's younger than Odell.
Yeah, he was in the league.
He got mileage. He got drops.
Yeah, So I mean, Gruden got a great return on that trade with the first round pick,
especially with the way the Cowboys is looking right now.
Got lottery. But it's just so shocking to me because this is not what we expected the Raiders to be at all.
That's a fact.
At all. They have their own little mini fire cell going on. First Mac, now Amari Cooper, and
Carr might be next.
Exactly.
John Gruden playing Madden.
Bring him on.
Baby, he got 3 first-round picks.
I don't want to give up no first for a car, but if we could get him for something that's reasonable, bring him on in.
Really?
Yeah.
That I don't know because I don't watch a lot of race.
As long as we don't give up a first.
But you been watching the way Carr look?
That was the debate. Hold on, that was the debate of whether it would be a good move for the Giants to try to get David Carr, and just off the
Derek
it was a report going.
Derek
Carr.
What did I say?
David, his big brother, who was
Derek Carr. My bad, Derek Carr. It was a report going around that he was, at odds with the locker room for crying on the field. And that video looked like he was crying. I don't care what he say. He looked like he was sad about something. So I don't know if I want a player like him. He looked like he
gonna go to the car and cry.
Listen, I feel you coming from. I get why people give him hate. But just 2 seasons ago, he was in the race for MVP before he got hurt. So the talent is obviously there. Like, everybody...
I think it's Gruden.
Everybody can't... Like, Amari Cooper was good at one time. Michael Crabtree was good at one time. David Carr was good at one time. And then it's like the entire offense go down. I don't know. I just feel like
Cooper had drops before Gruden.
I'm not a college football fan. Chris is and PH is. I don't know, from the little bit that I catch, I don't hear the standout quarterback. It's still early. But it's
there's a quarterback who they don't know if it's coming out. I think his name is Herbert.
Herbert? That's from Oregon. Herbert most likely is coming out this year. Drew Lock is going to come out most likely. I think the only question mark, Tua is not coming out, I don't think. I think Tua, he's right now Heisman favorite from Alabama.
So it's like, if we the way it's looking, we have a top 5 pick. Like, who's the quarterback?
Well, if that's the right name that I'm thinking of, that I was listening to the radio today, it was Adam Schefter was talking about this quarterback, but he said he wasn't sure if he was coming out. I think it was Herbert.
It would be Herbert from Oregon if that's who it is.
If he comes out, anybody with a top pick or anybody in that range that can trade up and needs a quarterback is going to go after him. They're going to go all in on him. He's supposed to be
the one this year. He's the one this year.
He's supposed to be the real deal.
All right. See, so and Pop touched on it by bringing up the quarterback. So for the Giants, is it time for Kyle Lauletta?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. You are, listen. The East is the East. We all know what the East is, but you are not getting into no wild card or nothing. Eli is getting beat up. He's older. Even if you want to keep him around to be a tutor, let him tutor from the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? First of all, Eli has no trade.
Trayvon where he could be used.
Hold on. I was just getting ready to say, Eli has no trade clause. So he might not want to leave New York. You know what I'm saying? He might want to coast and sell and just end his career in New York. And that's fine. You know what I mean? But if you could trade him, I wish they would trade him. Send him to Jacksonville. Send him to Oakland. I don't care.
Not Oakland. Nah. Don't disrespect my man like that.
Listen, I want picks, man. Listen, he can go.
But he got to be sent off right, man. We can't just throw him anywhere.
Listen, man. See, you getting emotional again. You can't get emotional in these times, man. You got to let him go.
You got to respect your legends.
Listen, Eli is always going to be a Giant great.
Legend?
But
yeah, he's a New York Giant legend.
He is.
Yo, Chris, are you serious right now?
He's not saying he's a football legend. He's saying for the Giants, for him to win those 2 Super Bowls and Super Bowl.
I mean, compared to every other Giant quarterback, I get it.
So that's what he's saying.
Because outside of him, who would it be?
So I guess Phil Simms after that.
Yeah.
Jeff Hostetler.
Yeah,
Man, I'm too young. I'm too young to know who that is, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, like it's time to let the young boy play.
Was any major changes to your power ranking ships?
Nope, it stayed exactly the same.
You sure?
Why are you so disrespectful, son?
Let's go bottom five.
Right, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Let's hit the bottom five.
Bottom five, well, slight change in bottom five.
Yeah, so let's hit the bottom five.
Bottom five, 49ers 32.
Yo, come on.
31 Arizona Cardinals. 30 the Raiders. 29 the Giants. And then the Colts won last week, so they move out of tie for 28 with the Bills. So the Bills round out my bottom five. Top five, still the same. Rams. Chiefs at number 2. They won big, 47-10 against a very
Stop trying to convince us, man. We don't care.
All right. Chiefs at number 2, okay? Saints at number 3. Pats at number 4 had a close win last week. And then 5 is still a tie with Baltimore Chargers. Number 5 is an interesting spot for me. I can't choose between these two teams. I think the Chargers have the better record, but to me, Baltimore is playing just as good, if not better. Their defense, like I said before, is coming around. So number 5 is very hard for me to choose. So right now, I still got the tie with Baltimore and Chargers.
Yo, isn't it crazy how Jacksonville is just non-existent?
Yeah, they falling apart.
Why is that? Why is that? One more time.
Why is that, Pop?
Leonard Fournette is hurt.
Blake Bortles.
My top 5 is the same. Rams, Patriots. Forget all of that. Number 5, I feel like y'all sleeping on number 5.
You better not say the Panthers again, son.
Yes, the Panthers again.
Son, get out of here.
There's
no way you can tell me the Panthers are better than the Chargers right now.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Why
the
not?
Chargers are playing without their best defensive player, and they're 5-1, 5-1, 6-1.
They're 5-2, and the Panthers is 4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the Panthers adding somebody that I don't know about?
They don't need to add anybody. Who's your number 5 again, Chips?
Between Baltimore and Chargers.
Because pretty much all our top 5 gonna be the same except for 5. The Chargers is definitely a good pick for 5. Baltimore, actually, man, I would go with the Vikings over Baltimore.
Nah, I'm not going to Vikings.
It looked like the Vikings are bringing it together pretty well.
Nah, they're going to disappoint. Remember my prediction.
And the Ravens aren't?
Nah, the Ravens they clicking.
Chips led off episode 1 saying that the Vikings was going to be disappointed. Those were going to be his disappointment team.
Wait a minute. What's the Ravens record?
4-2. I believe.
Yeah, my bottom 5 ain't changed. I got the Giants 32, Raiders 31, Cardinals.
Ravens are 4-3. They're not even top of their division.
Yeah,
are they 4-3?
I'm confused why you so high on them.
Are they 4-3? You sure?
Yep. Pittsburgh leading division now, 3-2-1. Bengals is 4-3. Baltimore is 4-3. Bengals got the edge on Baltimore because Bengals beat them.
Who Baltimore played last week?
Saints and lost.
No, I might have made a mistake there. So then I would give top. If that's the case, if that's their record, I would give 5 to Chargers. I thought Baltimore won last week.
Any changes to yours, Chris?
Yeah. Saints took over second over the Chiefs for me. That close win helped put it in perspective for me. I mean, the one thing that we've been saying, hold on, pimp. Let me explain my reasoning.
All right, go ahead.
Every game for the Chiefs has been the same thing. When they win big. It's high scoring. It's not a grind them out game.
That's not true.
Which game was a grind them out game?
The Broncos and
what was the end of that? What was the final score of that Broncos game? Didn't they win by like 10 or more, something like that?
Yeah, but it wasn't like they was smacking them the whole game. They eventually pulled away at the end.
So the reason for me saying that is, and the reason that I put the Saints above, because right now the Saints are showing that they're diverse. They're showing that they can win. And I think Pop said this a couple episodes ago. They're showing that they can literally win in more ways than one. It's not a situation of, if you stop this one thing, this team is going to fall off, or this team can't counter that. The Saints, to me, are showing that they can counter whatever you try and do. If you try and stuff the box and stop the run, Drew Brees is going to kill you. If you try and open it up, have more DBs out there, they're going to hit you with that 1-2 punch. For me, the diversity and the ability to do more is on a bigger scale than what the Chiefs can do for me. So that's why, for me, they've moved up. Even though the Chiefs won, and I'm not discounting that at all, they won big, but there was a lot of penalties that game. Bengals get a lot of penalties. Like, they're a good defensive team, but they're dirty. They're a dirty team. There's a lot of personal fouls.
Very dirty.
Bengals Chiefs games that led to the Chiefs capitalizing on those plays. So I haven't seen nothing different from the Chiefs. I haven't seen, like, it's almost like the Chiefs are a one-trick pony. Their defense, I don't know.
Let me just ask my question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're penalizing the Chiefs. We all know what the Chiefs are, right? Me and you have been on the same page. The offense is outstanding. The defense is horrible, right? But they're winning. Their record is what, 5-1.
Yeah.
They lost one game to the Patriots. Last week,
a close game, might I say?
A close game, yes, a close game. You said
they didn't win
last week. You said it's about how the team wins, right? So they just blew out a fairly talented team, right? 47-10, my G. The Saints won by, I think, 1 touchdown.
1 point.
1 point. So, like, I don't understand the fairness of that. How do you punish a team for doing what they do and it's working?
I just explained that, though. What do you mean you don't understand? I just gave my example and my reasoning for it.
No, I hear your reasoning. I don't think that's a fair reason. Like, you can't punish me. Look, you can't punish me. That's like saying I took a test, right? Scored 100, right? And then I take another test. I missed an hour of studying, and I scored a 98, and you want to put me on punishment because I didn't get the 100. You know what I'm saying?
No. That's like saying we playing ball, you got one hand. Now, when you go to that one hand, you go that one way, you're unstoppable. But if somebody sit on that one hand and don't let you go that one way,
keyword,
you can get stopped.
Keyword, if, and nobody in the league other than the Patriots is stopping them right now.
The Patriots ain't stopped them.
Yeah, they didn't stop because it was still
they outscored them more than anything.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you're right, if NFL teams figure that out, then you punish them. Like if they start
punishing them, they're still in my top 5. It's not a punishment. It's not like I put a team with a worse record above them. It's not like I put a team that's 4-3 in my top 5. It's not like I did that.
No, you're right. You're right. I made a mistake on the number 5 pick, right? But that don't excuse you putting the Saints over.
I feel like the Saints
they went 47-10.
I feel like the Saints are a better team. My power rankings is what teams do I feel is better. I feel like the Saints have an overall better team.
All right.
Like, legit, the one position that the Chiefs have better than the Saints right now, tight end.
What's your thoughts on that?
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I don't think I've seen anything this week to want to switch it, though. But I'm not mad at somebody thinking the Saints are better than KC. But I don't know what happened this particular week to make you want to change it.
It was literally just them being able to win like basically it was a slugfest, and they were able to pull out a victory in a slugfest. Because
I get going on the road and winning is big. That is big. No matter what the score is, going on the road and winning at this time of the year is a big win.
And as much as you talk about that Bengals defense, that Ravens defense is top 5. Arguably the best defense in the league.
Oh, listen, you're not selling. That's why I had them. I have them number 6 now because of their defense.
So for them to get a victory in Baltimore, I felt like that said a lot more for me in the way they did it. That was all. Again, I'm not taking nothing away from the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs' offense is definitely high power, like
47-10.
On turf
47-10, my guy.
Huh?
47-10.
Against a Bengals team that didn't show up. There's nothing that you can tell me about what Andy Dalton did.
That's not their fault, man. They came in.
And I know because I had him in FanDuel.
They came in and they handled business.
Hey.
You're going to knock them down a spot.
Got to show me something different. Can't keep giving me the same thing over and over again.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Carry on.
But my bottom 5 is Raiders, Giants, Bills, Niners, Cardinals. In that order.
Say that again.
Raiders, Giants.
Stop talking so fast.
Raiders, Giants, Bills, Niners, Cardinals.
Son, come on, son. Come on, son. The Bills got to be above the 49ers, son.
Nah.
Yes, they do, son. They got to be above them.
Nope.
Yeah. Listen, they play hard, B. They play hard.
They do play hard.
It's about how you lose the game.
They play hard.
They play hard, man. Fuck out of here.
The Colts. All right, before we close out, right? I got one. Why do the Browns keep going to overtime and it comes down to a kick? What is going on over there? And their kicker is terrible.
Yo, you know why? Because they made a whole lot of changes this season, and they ain't think about the kicking position. They ain't think about it. So now that's the one. Yo, speaking of the Browns, I want y'all to watch something, YouTube something. We could talk about this next week. It was something about Cleveland sports and a number 22. The shit had my mind going. Like, everything that they've been through sports-wise, the curses and the droughts and players leaving, all tied to the number 22. Look up Cleveland Browns number 22 or something in YouTube and watch that, yo. Crazy.
I'm gonna put the link in the description.
Yes, please.
All I would say is about the Browns.
They play hard though.
They're a better team. Like they got better. This is just their version of better, being competitive. Not winning all of them, but being more competitive is their version of it.
They're going in the right direction.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I know them fans be having heart attacks every week.
Unfortunately, they got to get rid of the black man. I don't think he's fit for a head coach job.
Yo, don't disrespect, fam.
I'm sorry. Him and Marvin Lewis from the Bengals.
Yo, man, I'm editing all of that out.
Get him out of here.
I'm gonna make you say it. Your lips gonna be moving. It's gonna name mad white coaches.
It's gonna Yo, all you're gonna hear is pop in the background.
What? Bill Parcells. Jim Fisher. Jeff Fisher.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it looked like the Red Sox gonna pull us out, man.
Yeah, this picture they got in now, throwing some heat. He
got the swag on the mound, spinning around at the. Look at him, son.
Eovaldi.
He don't got to worry in the world.
Because he playing with a lead, baby, playing with a lead. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, so we got those out the way. Another week coming up for you. Man, like, share, watch, comment, subscribe.
Hit the bell or get the notifications.
Definitely click it. When you comment, we comment. Last week we had a lot of opinions about that that boom.
Yo, listen.
One of these episodes, we're gonna have to do two topics sports, 2 topics off sports. We gotta get the ladies some attention, man. We gotta find a way. We gotta find a way of bringing the ladies.
Hold on, did Chips have a comment on that?
Oh, he did. He did.
I ain't see it. I gotta look. I ain't see it.
Feedback, baby. I like feedback. But listen, next week, man, we got a new guest. Let's keep the heat on him. We ain't gonna tell y'all who it is, but somebody under pressure is supposed to pop up next week. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I don't even know about this, but
you know what I'm talking about, fam. Next week, have your shit together, because you on here, brother.
I know who he talking about. I know who he talking about.
Okay.
No excuses.
It can't be.
Okay. Yeah, I got me excited now. I'm about to raise my voice.
Your facial expression is still gonna be the same though, so that's not
definitely. Get us out of here, Chris.
But as always, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And again, we out.
Thanks y'all for coming. God bless. Good night.